I'm Nathan, and this is my young Labrador Reggie. 2 years ago, my wife and I found our dream home perched on the eastern edge of a valley, and we were fortunate enough to acquire it with all the land between the house and the river that flows north. I am delighted with the valley and the simple way of life it encourages. Come along with us as we continue to get to know the property and enjoy the adventures that await. In this video, we'll be ripping old buildings apart, putting the pieces back together, going for our first swim of the year, and camping out in the valley. Hello, and welcome to my first video. My intention was to dive straight into all the outdoor jobs that need doing, jobs like digging a much bigger garden, erecting a greenhouse, and of course the field project. Sadly though, we're still stuck in that seasonal juncture between winter and spring. The ground is still cold and hard, and it pours freezing rain most days. So while we wait for the sun to move back into the valley, I'm instead going to take on a task that's been bothering me since we first moved in here, and that's gutting our dungeon of a basement.
This is the laundry room. Pretty dusty. Pretty cramped. So the plan is to clear out, well, basically everything.
After I get all of our summer tires, camping gear, carpets, and random refuse out of here, I'm actually going to rip out that 2x4 and drywall divider that splits the room in half. The previous homeowner put this in so they could stack all their firewood against it, about 3 cords or so. And my wife and I did the same thing our first winter here. However, we found that bringing all that wood into the basement also brought in a lot of insects, and we suspected that it exacerbated our mouse problem as well. So this past winter, I just stacked all our firewood outside, and now I want to try and turn this forgotten area into a more useful space. At first, I was planning to cut up these 2x4s into smaller pieces and maybe turn them into a doghouse. But when I was taking off the drywall, I noticed that a lot of the 2x4s are good wood. It's good quality. They are a bit twisted, but you can work with it. And I realized that it'd be way more useful to recycle the good ones into a shelving unit for this new storage space I was making. I mean, it's a free set of shelves. Sometimes the answer to a problem is right in front of you. Cobwebs are thin and wispy, but the way light hits them sometimes, they can hide things. I've been coming down here for 2 years and I've never spotted this before. You really don't want loose hanging wires like this. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have caps on them, so I'm going to do that, but one thing at a time.
That's the way of it. Okay, let's be careful of the light bulb.
Turns out, if you use a hammer to break apart a wall that's been standing for over 20 years, it makes the ceiling rain dust. Go figure. After a half hour of clearing my throat, I finally got wise and donned a mask. Okay, welcome to the chicken coop and the shed. So I'm actually really excited about this area, even though I know it doesn't look like too much right now. Basically, I want to turn this into a field. Um, it's one of the few flat spots on the property, or rather one of the few flat spots that are near the house. And it's also, compared to the rest of the forest, pretty sparsely treed. I guess there's just, yeah, it's not as thick as it is elsewhere, and everything here as well is smaller, you know. There's nothing in here that's really all that intimidating. So my little chainsaw should have no problem with it. But yeah, a lot of work, but man, it'd be great just to have a big wide open flat grassy area in the sun, because this is already quite a nice little glade. And like I said, we're just down the hill from the house here, so that'd be great. But anyway, reason why we're down here today is I got big hopes for that chicken coop. It's really well made, still in great condition, even though I don't think anyone's touched it for 15, 20 years. You know, it's just still glass panes on the windows, all the roosts and everything, and the egg boxes are still well built inside. Nothing's rotting. There's a dead porcupine in it, but we can deal with that, no problem. This shed, however, it's kind of rotting along the bottom here. And the bones of it are okay, but the walls and everything are no good. And actually, this was built as a chicken coop as well. You can see that it's got like the roofs and everything inside as well. But yeah, I'm thinking that instead of buying some materials to finish those shelves I'm making in the basement, I'll just liberate some plywood off of this shed. Because yeah, it's rotten near the bottom, but the pieces on the top should be all right. So yeah, we're here to do that while Reggie rips up a tree. So yeah, this one I want to keep just the way it is. It's really well built still. Needs cleaning out obviously, but still got a good roof set up in there. Still got boxes, egg boxes. Got a dead porcupine in the corner, looks like. Reggie, no, stay away. Reggie, out of there. Reggie, out. Good boy. So yeah, this one I figure we can use again. I mean, it's still even got the glass on those panes there. Just need to rebuild this run. Clear out all the smaller growth. This one, however, I mean, just take a look. Whoops. Rotten, rotten, rotten. Rotten, rotten, very rotten. But the stuff on top, I think that's okay. And yeah, I figure can make up one or two pieces out of that one too. So yeah, the reason I find this part of the property so interesting is I'm not sure if it was the previous homeowner or the ones who came before, because I know there's been at least 2 or 3 families living here before we got the place. But someone made a go of homesteading here. I mean, this is obviously an old pen or, you know, just enclosure of some kind here. Seems a bit low for a lot of the bigger animals, but you never know. And then, yeah, these 2 structures here were set up as coops for, I'm not sure, or chickens or ducks or what, because we do have the pond down there. But anyway, as I've said a few times now, that one I want to keep just the way it is because it's really well built. This one has absolutely fallen apart, so I'm going to tear that down, recycle the wood. And yeah, back to my field idea. If I just clear cut all this and then stopped kind of there, this is a nice, tidy little grassy area that we could just fence in and finally have a fenced in flat spot on the property. Because it's one thing you don't think about when you're moving out to the country. If you don't have a fenced in area, I can't just come home from work and let the dog out, you know. I got to be out here with him. Speaking of which, where is he? Reggie! Oh, there he is. So let's take the walls off. First things first, though. This is full of garbage.
like everything else. You know what? I have no clue what I'm gonna find in there. Probably mostly just animal refuse. And everything Reggie finds right now goes straight into his mouth. So I think I'm gonna tie Reggie up. I don't do this often, but usually only when I'm using power tools like the chainsaw. Where can you dig happily? Oh, you've already been working on this route. How about we let you finish that, huh? Reggie, here. Good boy, hey? Who's a good boy? All right. Go dig up your root in the sunshine, buddy. Go for it. I want to just rip this thing off, but again, I want to be able to shut this against, well, him. Ugh. No wheelbarrow load survives first contact with a hill, ever. Add this to the growing pile in the garage. Reggie's never quite known what to make of the wheelbarrow. Anyone knows what kind of animal makes this kind of poop? I am curious. I want to know what they tried to keep here. Now that is a wheelbarrow full of poo. Reggie, you ever seen that much poo in your life? Wait till I start trying to fertilize the garden. I mean, not me personally. Anyway, so that's pretty clean, eh? Cleanish. It's good enough for me anyway. All right, let's rip the walls off this thing. Reggie, that's got nails. Reggie, no. There we go. Gotta remember I got a pocket full of screws now before I wash this hoodie. Okay. Shelves. A lot of work for shelves. Yeah. Okay, so there's the top of the shelf using 2x4s, so 3.5 inches. And the boards I'm putting on top are 3/4 inch, so 4 1/4 inches. Wow. There we go. There's the shelf. Now I just got to make it shelf shaped. Okay. Okay, taking Reggie out for a walk, but needed to get the fire going first, because we're going for a swim. Welcome to the pond. It's a special day, because today is the first day since last fall that there's been no ice at all. Reggie, come here. Reggie, sit. Reggie, stay. Reggie, hey. Reggie, stay. So this is a big deal just because, basically for Reggie, because every time we walk past the pond, he's been, crying lately, wanting to go for a swim. But when there's ice on it, I'm just nervous because if he gets under the ice and doesn't know his way back, then. So, yeah. We're here to play some fetch. Yeah, we're a couple degrees above freezing and the pond's completely clear, which means Reggie gets his wish. And he's being a very good boy right now. Staying very still. All right, Reggie, hey. Right. Let's see if we can stay on the first throw of the year. Reggie, stay. Okay, Reggie, go get it. Good boy. There you go. How's the ice bath? Ready to go for the second period, huh? Huh? Reggie, come. Come here. Reggie, come here. Reggie, sit. Reggie, stay. Stay. Okay, Reggie. Look at his rudder. Good boy, Reggie. Good boy. Okay, Reggie. Okay, Reggie, go get it. All right, Reggie, drop. Leave it. All right, we'll do one more, then we're gonna go warm you up, okay? Reggie, hey. Good boy. Reggie, stay. Okay, Reggie. Stay. Stay. Okay, buddy, good boy. Reggie, let it go. Okay, Reggie. No, we're all done. All done. All done. Because we're gonna get That's good enough. All right. Let's see how bad. Oh. There's nothing. That took longer than I thought, and the wood was more twisted than I thought, and it was harder to get than I thought, and it's later at night than I thought, and I had less beers in the fridge than I thought. But I'm happy with it. I think this is going to be great. It's just tall enough that we can put the big blue totes that we have on it, all the camping stuff. And now this whole room feels, well, like we have a whole new room. Before it was just you'd sidle in here and, get to the laundry machine, sidle back out, and then dip around the corner and, sort through all this stuff that was all just laying on the floor. Yeah, all the measurements were pretty arbitrary. I just kind of thought what would work and turned out to work. Okay, Reggie and I are going to go spend a night out at the lean-to just because it's going to be a clear night, and it's one of the last nights I think where we'll actually need a fire because it'll go down below freezing. And I always like to need a fire, if you know what I mean. Just makes for a cozier sleep. So yeah, what do you think, Reggie? What do you think? What should we get? Huh? There's your sleeping bag. That's my bivy bag. Just keeps the moisture off the sleeping bag. Take the wool blanket, just because. And then one of the warm ones. Right, first outing for this brand new backpack too. I'm excited about this. This is supposed to be my forever bag. Researched the crap out of it before I went with one. So I still got to work out where I'm putting everything. Gotta have a wool blanket. Just because wool blankets are good. Yes, you can use it if you want. All right, Reggie, go. There she blows, top of the hill. This is our spot. Reggie back. And we can burn that one. Okay, so welcome to the lean-to. This is actually the second lean-to I've built so far on the property. I just kind of like this spot better. Lots of dead wood up here, and it's a great view from up here. And I'd really like to put a cottage or like a guest cabin up here. But it's covered in dead wood. And the thought of making one gigantic effort to cut it all down and make a big burn pile was, that's a lot of work. And that big of a burn pile, it's a lot of dry wood around here, so you want to be careful. So I had the idea of what if I just built a second lean-to up here? And then that way, just by being up here, I would just naturally start using up all the wood that was here in the burn barrel. So far that's worked pretty well. I've had this up here since early fall of last year. So yeah, we've had several campouts here. I really like it. And yeah, the sun's about half hour from setting and we're just enjoying ourselves. Just wanted to be out here because it's supposed to be a very clear night, not a cloud in the sky, and it's not windy at all, and it should still be a little bit crisp. I actually kind of like sleeping outside when it's a little bit crisp. There's something about it, especially when you got a fire going. And yeah, we're just here to enjoy ourselves. I want to show you guys my burn barrel. I like this thing. I took a steel drum out of the back of a guy's trailer that pulled up to my work once. He said he was just chucking it. I was like, man, I could use that. And then I just drilled holes along this rim here, just evenly spaced, and then put 3 holes in the bottom. And then actually the hardest part of this whole process was lugging this patio stone all the way up here on the hill. That was tough. And then yeah, you just stack it on top of some bricks here so that the air can get underneath. I found this grate just in the forest here, and it sits on top of a burn barrel perfectly. So someone else must have had a barrel out here at some point. And yeah, I can get this thing glowing red hot, and then just with the lean-to here, it just kind of, because this is raised, camera doesn't make it look that tall, but trust me, it's Nathan height. And yeah, just once the fire gets going, all the heat kind of gets trapped, and we've had some very toasty, comfortable nights in this lean-to, surprisingly. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's been nice. And it's got an okay view. That's the house. Reggie helps clear the land too. Yeah, I think I'd like to put a little cabin up here. Just a little log cabin, just to do it. That's because it feels like there should be a cabin up here. It's raised, you got a full 360 view of the whole valley. Got the pond there, the house overlooks it all. Reggie. It's a nice little spot for sure. This is what it's all about. Yeah. Hey, buddy. So yeah, Reggie's got his own sleeping bag and wool blanket underneath. Yeah. He's fine. He likes going swimming in water that has ice chunks floating in it. Have to call him out of it. So he's fine. And for me, I got a British military bivvy. Just found a good deal online. Reggie. And then, yeah, just a good down warm sleeping bag. Reggie, up. Come on, get up here. Boy. Boy. Okay, well, if you made it this far into the video, well, thank you. Thank you for watching. We'll probably end it here, but we'll also try and keep things interesting. Got a lot of ideas, and spring's only just getting started. We got nothing but time. Don't we, buddy?